You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 379, Dog and Pony Show Season 6, Episode 2, recorded October 2021, posted January 2023. Prisoner's Dilemma.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. It is Tuesday night. That means we are continuing our adventures in Barovia. That's right, the Dog and Pony Gang, and they are finally at Ravenloft, where it all comes to a head, where they all die and I laugh gloriously because I murdered them in a castle after years of telling them not to go to a castle. That's right. But let's find out who's here and who's going to get murdered. The first person on my list of people to potentially be murdered tonight, it's, characters. People always give me a hard time when I get that wrong. Dan Morin, welcome to the podcast.
Finally, the first to be murdered after all these years. I play Castan Onatar's Crucible, a Warforged cleric of the Forge god Onatar. How many times can I say forged in one sentence? I use he, him pronouns. Crucible uses they, them pronouns. And that's all there is.
Thank you, Dan. Next on my list of possible murderers or murderees, it's Aline Sims.
You know, I think Imra is ready to go to a winery. We should just leave the castle, go to a winery, enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Kick back.
Okay, anyway, hi, I'm Aline. I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and her trusty pup, Androdite. We both use she, her pronouns.
Thank you, Aline. Next up, it's Jane Ritt. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Tony. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue. We both use she, her pronouns.
Also joining us, Micah Sargent.
Ahoy and howdy. I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, as well as Elevor's trusty sidekick and pal, Samus, the saber-toothed tiger. Elevor and I use he, him pronouns, and Samus uses she, her pronouns.
It's true. And last, but certainly not least, Erica Ensign. Hi, Erica.
Hello. I play Brildish, the Dwarven Paladin. Her pronouns and mine are she, her. Brildish also has a celestial pony named Pony Sindelarant. His pronouns are he, him.
What have we been up to? Well, as I mentioned, our adventurers have finally made their way up to Count Strahd von Zarovic's Domain of Dread, his castle high in the mountains overlooking Barovia, that is to say Little Barovia. One Castle Ravenloft, a horrible legendary castle full of all kinds of bad things, where you were welcomed warmly to brunch and frankly were rather rude about the whole thing.
That's us.
So, Count Strahd, turned the lights out on you, and you heard the doors slam shut. You are all in darkness. I believe that Lena Delina immediately ignited her sunblade, which was real smart. And so as you look around the room illuminated by basically a lightsaber, you no longer see Strahd von Zarovich here in the guest hall, but you do hear his haunting voice call out to you from somewhere, hard to say where, as it echoes off the walls. Perhaps you will learn respect in time.
Well, he said 10 minutes. We had 10 minutes to leave the castle, so perhaps we will learn in 10 minutes. Is that what he means? Is that the time? Okay.
I really don't like this guy.
Yeah.
You are alone in the guest hall. And when I say alone, I mean the five of you, and you all brought a Josh Stern sidekick. So the five of you plus a pony, a dog, Aragal, Basilica the Corpse Bride, and your saber-tooth tiger, Samus. Just the 10 of you, a real intimate affair.
All right, I just get up and try the door.
All right. You try the door.
Yep. Is it locked? Or
the door is locked.
The door's locked.
I don't understand. If you want us to leave, then we need to be able to get out.
This
that
guy
doesn't
does not seem to know exactly what he wants.
Right.
I think we got under his skin.
Yeah, we do that. Lena,
okay.
can you do something about this door, maybe?
Yep, I can certainly try. While I work on the door, let's figure out what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, can I investigate the organ?
Sure.
Curious to know. If
Roll. Do you have that like archaeology's feat where you can tell this was an
what
organ designed
was
for
that
music?
used for?
I feel bad, Dan, that is not a useful thing.
Maybe not in this adventure, anyways.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17 as I poke around and investigate the organ.
All right. I'm just going to let you guys know, I'm going to go real slow. I'm not sure entirely where we're going to end up today. I'm scrolling back and forth in a PDF like crazy. So you are looking at the organ. The organ is very fancy. It's all these kind of metal tubes, lots of intricate keys. It looks like it's basically like built into the wall crucible. I don't think they're really shown on the map, but I think I showed you art last time. There's kind of these like marble statues built next to it. It's very, very fancy is what I'm saying. Here's what it looked like last time. I don't
get the indication that if I like press the right combination of keys, it would like let us out, right?
I mean, you think that if you press the right combination of keys, it would impress Strahd von Zarovich, and perhaps the whole story would take a different turn, and he would take you on the road, and you would impress all of the people of Barovia, and then perhaps maybe he'd even take you out of Barovia. You'd hit tour up and down the Sword Coast, and that this
develop sort of a father-son type
They'd
relationship.
be good for a while.
I don't think there's anything about the organ that suggests that. I think all of those ideas are coming from inside you. So that's what I'm going to say.
I must have eaten too many
Crucible
bad
wants
ball
to
bearings.
be a real boy.
So yeah, I
I got a
Lena's
15 to pick the lock.
All right. Lena Delina, you pick the lock on the doors. You could. I was gonna say they swing open, but I guess it's up to you whether they swing open. It was honestly not that hard.
Yeah, it was like a house lock.
Yeah, it was like
just
a house lock.
A normal. Okay.
No.
yeah,
It's,
so
honestly, maybe you locked it accidentally.
they just locked as they slammed shut.
I mean,
Yeah.
you notice that I guess it's set up so it could be barred from the inside. It seems like somebody like really could have made your life a little bit more complicated if they had put like a chair there or something.
Yeah. So Lena turns around and says, well, the way that I see it, two options I might propose. One, we just run across the hallway to those stairs and try and head to the basement. Two, we leave, but then double back around, go up the battlements, and enter from a different level. Now, the thing is, we're pretty sure that those gargoyles are animated in some way. It's not clear if they're just going to attack us or if they are spies, in which case, if we take Vasilica with us, he would know that she is no longer here and would probably potentially come after us.
Basement.
Yeah. Unless somebody has the ability to like make her invisible or like somehow disguise her. But
I think we should sneak. Like, we know that it's possible to get in and out of the castle unscathed and presumably undetected. So if we make a run for it, like, we're going to have hordes of whatever chasing after us.
Maybe?
right.
Yeah,
I might have been using
do not aggro all of Ravenloft.
Yeah.
Sorry, by run I meant rogue run, which is of course sneaking.
Sneaking.
Well, we have
Oh,
Broldish,
right, sure.
who is
I
More
could
of
go
a
last.
clanking runner.
amazing,
In
like
many
better at
ways.
hitting than sneaking.
Just
yeah,
an
yeah,
incredible
More-
strong woman.
Yeah.
Well
more,
known,
more
yes,
of a cleanup hitter than a like pinch runner.
Yeah.
What
So
level?
I'm gonna suggest just a thing because this is you don't have to do this. You don't have to do anything. You're players. But as somebody who's run Ravenloft before, Ravenloft is a labyrinthine giant complex. It will be, I think, it'll be challenging for you to find your way around at first. And literally, the system that I had come up with in my head before, and I meant to tell you about before we started recording, but here we are now, was that I was going to put your names into random.org and randomize them each day that we were in Ravenloft. And whoever is at the top of the list, they decide what happens, and everyone else just says, good idea, whenever they say anything.
What was
I
that
have
bit?
done
Why
that.
was that?
I have done that. Do you
Is
want to
that
know?
because you had poor decision makers, or
there's so many twists and turns and ups and downs, and there's so
we
many
debate them
intersections
all, we
where
will
it's
be
like,
here literally
do we go
forever.
left or right?
Yeah.
It will take you a long time.
Yeah,
so I have
we'll
a
be
name
here
at the top
forever.
of the list.
Strahd will be fine. He's a vampire,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
he
He's
can
very
wait
good.
us out.
He wins.
Yeah.
I just think you may not have the most fun if you are concerned about every corner. So,
well, can I ask?
But
Tony,
I didn't run that past anyone. So
from when we were walking in with the gargoyles, were they sort of placed? Were they up on top of pedestals? Were they down on the ground looking around?
no, they were very high up. I kind of imagine there would be kind of, I don't know, I need to learn more architectural words.
Vestibule.
Shelves.
I wanted to say
Stairs.
lentil, and I was like, that's a thing in soups.
Lintel.
Lintel, yeah.
It's
I
pronounced
imagine there-
basil.
I imagine that our players are referring to kind of the main entryway. I believe the great entry to Castle Ravenloft. That there were 8 gargoyles perched around kind of the top.
Could they
of this
see
big
us?
dome?
Could they see us
yes.
cross this hallway if we cross the hallway, or are they high enough that they cannot see down to where we are?
I would say that they were all positioned so that they are looking into the great entryway. You're talking about cutting across this hallway
Like
here
if
to go
we-
to sit. Yeah,
On the
I don't think-
contrary,
I
Tony,
think they
what
guard the great entryway. They don't guard people crossing from the from the guest hall into the
Got it.
side staircase.
I
That's
was
what I'm
hoping
saying.
that they were down because I was going to just cast spider climb on Vasilka, and then Vasilka could have climbed up above them and around and gotten out.
I imagine they're basically
since they're up.
they're perched like menacing animated security cameras around the perimeter of
Gotcha.
the lobby there.
I vote for the stairs then.
Yeah.
Much as I hate
All
it,
right.
I'd rather go there than to try to
I'm
fight
just
off
going
the
to point
gargoyles.
out, across from the hall, there's a spiral staircase. It goes both up and down.
Oh,
People.
no.
That's right.
What?
No expense was shared. It's an ascending and descending staircase. So
In this
I like the
economy-
idea of starting
You-
at the bottom and working our way up.
Yeah. I don't know, though, if any of our quest items were in the basement, but I think one was on the floor above us.
Well, we know what the chapel's
Where's the
past.
dragon's head?
Wasn't the chapel past where they were, like 2 gargoyles are there? Didn't we establish that?
I think
Yeah.
you believe
Yeah.
the chapel is on this level.
Yeah.
There may be a variety of ways to reach other places on this level.
Yeah.
And in fact, Ravenloft, such a weirdo place, there may
Lots
be
of
places
stairs.
where you need to go.
Yeah.
You may need to go up and then back down to get to different places because the people who built this place were jerks.
Oh, so this
Argo,
is just
flip
like
a
that Winchester house.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like the American version of Ravenloft, basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Canon. Sorry,
I like it.
Winchester family. You've been through so much.
All right. Cross the way then. I mean, we could still try to do it quietly because
All right.
you know.
So you casually stride across the area, and there is a spiral staircase just across the hall from where you went in. There's a fancy suit of armor, and you, when presented with a staircase that lets you go up or down, choose to go down.
We whistle a little bit to cover Broldish's clanking, like, the innocent little,
Mhm.
as we tiptoe.
Let me just tell you. So this is labeled the South Tower Stairs. There's a description for the whole up and down. Let's see. Fluttering torches in iron sconces. Such a great word, sconces. Makes me kind of think of scones. Fluttering torches in iron sconces illuminate this spiral staircase. A chill wind rushes down the circling staircase, seeming to kill the very heat of the torches. Thought it said heart of the torches, but it says the very heat of the torches. I'm doing great today. So I will tell you, this staircase, you get the sense, kind of looking up and down, that it goes, it kind of connects multiple levels in the castle. You're choosing to go down.
How steep
I guess-
is this? I'm just wondering.
Normal height.
I'm just
normal
wondering
steepness.
how. Do I
It's
think?
not going to be a hill situation all over where I get mail
No,
again
no.
about hill.
No, I'm
hills.
just wondering if it's navigable for, say, a tough little mountain pony style.
I mean,
It's like a mountain pony, kind of.
yeah, it climbs mountains, can climb stairs.
Gotcha.
And we've established ponies can go downstairs, right? It's not one of those things like where
I think
cows will
there
go
was some
upstairs.
question about that, but we
All right. Well, it's a celestial pony,
deciding
so
now.
Right.
it can
That's
go
true.
downstairs. Let me ask a very important question as I figure out which map to load. I will tell you. You go down the stairs. Oh, these are even labeled. You go down the stairs about 40 feet, and there is a landing with a tiny hallway that I could show you and describe in more detail. But the stairs also continue down from there.
Ooh.
So
Further
there's
down.
a question.
Let's
down.
go down. Work our way up.
Mm-hmm.
I know it won't work out that way.
Up to the
but-
top. We start at the bottom. We work our way up. We go to the mail room.
Yeah, we're doing like real breach and clear 100% completion.
Mhm.
That's right.
Totally, that's us.
We're
Doors and
going to
corners,
be here
folks.
for
Doors and
12
corners.
years.
Yeah, but think of the level that we'll be by the time we're done.
It's not one of those things where they like respawn behind us after, right? Because like that's the
Oh,
worst.
God.
Like we
Those- I
cleared
hate
that room,
those.
but now there's monsters in it.
Ah, I can't. That's the worst. That is the worst.
So I will tell you, you are still kind of crowded on the stairs, just like you have positioned your players there, your characters there. The stairs descend. It's quite dark and murky here, and you hear the sound of kind of dripping water as you descend toward this bottom level of the stairway here. Who's at the front here? Let's see. I see
Argal.
Argal.
We all push
right.
Argal forward.
Go get him, buddy.
Argal leads the way. Ahead of you is basically a flooded hallway. It looks like the stairs end here, so it's. I guess I'm going to say Argal does not yet know how deep the water is.
I would like to go in on Pony a little bit, like stop before it reaches like his withers or whatever, but just so we can get an idea of how deep the water is.
All right.
The Pony immediately dies.
Oh no!
It's
Horse
something
killing
happens.
water.
So, all right. So, Broldish, you are on Pony, or are you
Correct.
sending Pony ahead?
No, I'm on
All
Pony.
right. Broldish and Pony head down the flooded hallway.
Well, we're not
And
going
just
down
to
the hallway. We're just going down the stairs to see how deep
right.
the water is.
You're going into the flooded hallway. I will
Yes.
say, Pony only has to head a little bit. It seems to be about 3 feet deep, so half a pony height.
Okay.
And you can see this hallway. There's kind of a four-way intersection, and the hallway also goes into some dark, large chamber at the end there. The whole area seems to be partially flooded. The water is real murky, so you cannot see your feet when you're trudging around in this water.
Okay.
It is gross.
All right. I will
and
turn around and
unpleasant.
tell everybody, like, this is Pony has reached what we think is the bottom. We can't really see the floor ahead of us. Do you want to investigate further, or should we go back up the stairs?
Well, we came this far.
Yeah, I think it would be worthwhile to explore further here. Otherwise, we are contending with those gargoyles upstairs.
You're going to
Right.
ruin your wedding dress, but on his head be it.
Mhm.
He could have been nice.
All right.
I mean, probably couldn't be because it is horrible.
Anybody have
infernal
any
nature.
sort of like? Oh man, it's like anybody have a spell that can do something with water? Oh look, water walk. Definitely didn't prepare that. Never mind.
Um,
Never
All
have
right.
the right spells.
I know.
Broldish, you push forward.
Yeah, we're gonna just go to
Um,
the intersection.
Are you
and look
still
around.
riding
Yes.
Pony?
Yep.
So this is I need to ask you a question, Erica, about Broldish and Pony. I'm only asking you this because of the adventure.
Mhm.
What would you say the combined weight of Broldish and Pony and all of your equipment is?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So
There is an explosion of air and water. I think at this point, Broldish and Pony are the only people that have moved into the water.
Oh yeah, I want to go first for sure.
Broldish and Pony have made it about 15 feet down the hallway when there is just like a water shoots up into the air, and as it kind of clears, there is no longer any sign of Broldish and Pony.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, great.
Fun.
Okay. Well, I was about to do this, and I wish I would have done it just a hint earlier. Suddenly, you feel a sort of static charge in the air, and as people are sort of taking their steps toward the water, they are realizing that their boots are not sinking down into it, but instead are buoyant atop the surface as everybody gains water walk.
How many people can you cast that on?
10, up to 10
Wow.
creatures.
Oh, I'm glad you had that prepared.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are all water walking.
I got a 20 on a perception check. Did I notice anything besides what you described, Tony, or did it all happen too fast?
I will tell you with a 20, because a 20 is real good, you notice a slight kind of swirl of magical energy, and I'm going to tell you with a 20, Aline, you think that dear Broldish and Pony may have stepped on some kind of teleport-based trap that just teleported them.
I just realized we
somewhere
have
else.
so many people that 10 would not be enough to actually get everybody. Somebody still would have to
Oh, wow.
trudge through the water.
I thought we have exactly 10. Don't we have exactly 10 people?
What creatures though? So we have Crucible, we have Pony, we have Brildish, we have Imra, we have Androdite, we have Lena, we have let's see,
Basilica?
Basilica, Aragol.
Basilica, Aragol, and of course then Elevor and
Samus.
Samus.
and Samus.
Uh-huh.
And
I think we have exactly.
well, maybe
I think
that's
we have exactly 10.
I think we have
Who did I
exactly
count twice?
10.
I know this from pasting the icons in the
Gotcha.
tokens in a
Wow.
grid. In
maybe I was
Roll20.
counting
So-
Tony in my head because I was looking at the screen.
It sinks in the water.
Who's this guy?
Hey guys! Why am I here? It's so bad!
Aragol, do you know this guy?
Just like in my books.
I'm in a prison of my own creating. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to let everybody know it seems like they teleported somewhere. So
Did we check the adjacent rooms to see if she was teleported into one of those, maybe in a cage or something like that?
I think that's absolutely what we should do.
That sounds
good
good.
idea. So I will point to the spot just so that everybody is aware of where that happened in case it's a multi-use magical trap. So that we can try to avoid it because we don't really know what triggered it.
Do you want and I will tell you, yeah, okay. So I won't say anything.
Okay, let's move forward then with Aragol taking the lead again.
Okay, guys.
And then I guess left or right.
Yeah, you do have the choice.
We're just for these two. I say we just peek in, be like, "Is there a dwarf there?" No, then maybe reevaluate.
Okay, Aragol, can you go to the right, please? And then we will peek into the door.
All right. Aragol and Elevor head down the flooded hallway. Probably have to. It's a little cramped because you're in this basement tunnel that was probably a normally comfortable height, but then they flooded it with 3 feet of water that you are walking on top of. I will tell you, as you pass down the hallway, there are a couple places where the water kind of swirls and there's a glowing of light, but it seems like by walking on top of the water, you have not activated any of the traps here. But you are aware that probably there were other places on this tunnel that would not have been safe to traverse. There's a 4-way intersection here. You've headed north. Let me just check. Is there anything special about this door? There's a rusty iron door. It looks like due to the water, this door is going to be hard to open.
Strength check. Strength check.
We all look around for Broldish, and then we're like,
Oh,
no!
Is Crucible strong?
Could I melt it?
I'm just going to ask you a basic physics question. What would you think would happen to a door that you melted while you're in water next to that door?
It's been years since I took it.
Since you took common sense?
Yeah.
Is that what you were about to say?
Yep.
Wow.
Elevor, do you have any sort of tracking skills, like locate object, that you could cast on one of her magical or non-magical axes?
That is a good idea. Let me see.
Or crucible. I don't know what the difference between cleric and druids are, but
I thought you were gonna say you don't know the difference between us is, and the crucible was gonna like knock on his head and go like clang.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
I will point out you are trying all kinds of outlandish things. Well, so far no one has actually just tried.
I'll try.
tried to open
I'll
the
try.
door?
I'll try a strength check.
Snake checks. Is that what you said?
Strength check.
I
You know
rolled
he didn't say
15
snake.
snakes.
12.
Crucible 12 is enough. It's really just a door, people. So you
Really glad I
managed to
didn't just burn like a 4th level spell.
on melting the first door.
No, that was the
mildly
second. That was
inconvenient.
It was the second door today.
Okay,
First of all, I just want to say you got to open strong, right? You got to show them you mean boss, and that's why you melt every door you come to.
You got to show the door. You mean?
Well, Straddle know. Straddle know, right? When he's like, "Oh,
All
these
right.
guys are serious. They didn't open that door. They just melted that thing."
You think
power
Strat's
move.
going to come down here and check his dungeon and see how you
Really
treated it?
impressed. Yeah.
He's got people for that.
Okay.
Well,
All
they'll
right.
report back.
All right, good news. You have opened the doorway into the north dungeon, Crucible. The door was hard to move because it was all rusty and there's lots of water blocking it. But you push your way in. There are kind of some stairs down here, so this level is a little bit lower than the hallway that you are on. And where
Was
is
the
the
So is the water higher?
Or
well, the
is the
water's
water
the
now
same
running?
height, but the floor below it is lower. So higher, lower. Beyond is a dungeon that is extremely waterlogged. I will just tell you that the water here is about 5 feet deep. You know this because there is a pony and a dwarf in a cell, in a cage, who are struggling to stay above water.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
It's amazing that you totally called that. Like, oh, maybe they got teleported to a cage in an adjacent room.
I mean,
What are you?
it's the
What are you, a
dungeon,
wizard?
So... Listen,
just
Lena's
Lena is-
Roldish sense was tingling. She knew a girl was in here.
And I played this very straight in terms of like there are a variety of places you could have gone. You happened to go to the place they were first. So Broldish, you have spent the last minute or so, probably only a minute, just kind of clinging to bars, probably mainly concerned about your pony.
Ponies can
in
swim though, so ponies probably just treading water. I can't,
Yeah,
so I'm
there's
holding
not
onto
the
the bars.
challenging thing. There's not a lot of space here. You are in a cage in a cell. The ceiling above you is covered in mold. The water here is particularly black and grimy. The two of you are in a 10-foot square cell. Iron
thing I'm
bars on
immune
all
to
sides.
Maybe the trap maker did not consider that someone might be on a horse when they
Yeah.
activated it.
Or maybe
Yeah.
they were hoping that would happen.
So you see us up here, we are all walking on water.
I feel like Pony's probably just got his nose like right up in the air and it has paws up on the wall or his hooves up on the wall.
Yeah.
The distance from floor to ceiling here is 8 feet. So if you are walking, I guess at this point you'd need to be crawling on water because it's really only about 3 feet of clearance.
It's really obnoxious for us. Like, why did we do this?
I would not cast that on the pony right away because then.
That's a 3rd level slot. I don't know if I can do it again.
No,
unless
Well,
it's-
also
right.
is
water walk
is there a-
contagious?
Well, is there a way that but also is there a way that you can fit a pony into a 3-foot high
No.
unit of
Like
no?
like this way. Very, very.
You have to sideways.
do ponies like to be on their side?
Do
They do
have-
not.
And
They do
also,
not.
how able are they able to locomote when they
Listen,
are on their side?
Tony, you know what? You make a good point, and we probably won't cast it on the pony.
Nope.
Yes, for multiple reasons.
All right.
I hear
So,
I hear something and say, "Hello, guys."
So the good news is you have located Broldish. She was only missing for a little while. You do know that there are a variety of teleport traps in the hallway there that seem to grab people and drop them here in the dungeon. Also, whoever designed that, clearly there's been some other plumbing issues since then because it seems like this was set up this is not intended to be a cage that drowns you, just a cage that holds you, but it is it's got some
evolved.
drowning side effects.
Sorry, picturing Straw being like, extra bonus. It drowns them as well as trapping them. That's my Straw impression. Sorry.
It's well, I'm not going to say anything. Mine's not amazing. Yeah.
You were doing an impression? I thought you were just doing.
No, he's a real guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Everyone is based on someone I met on the T.
So it's like the lock mechanism under the water level.
Heckin' yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that water walk is just like a can't.
Can we?
No,
can
no,
we
but-
bash through the bars? Should we try?
I mean,
like,
I've
just-
probably been trying to bash through the bars with my feet. Like I've probably,
What if,
climbed to the top and
Tony?
have been kicking.
What if I melt the bars like above the water?
See my
Sure.
earlier statement about can a pony fit
Oh,
through
yeah.
a 3-foot hole?
All right, hold on. I see how
We
much.
might have some
I'd
trouble
like
with
to
pony.
investigate
So,
for some sort of mechanism to...
Actually, you know what? Pony would be fine because his legs are skinny enough probably to get through these bars. It's his body that's not. So if all of
So
those
he
bars
just
at the
really-
top were melted, he would
Certainly,
just
this
walk
is not
out.
how you. Guys, this is not how. This is like moving a couch in a house and it gets stuck on the staircase.
No, we'd
now
be
you have
fine.
a pony stuck halfway in and out of a cell. Here's what I'm gonna let
Pivot!
you do. Yeah, pivot.
I thought
so
of that too. Yep.
Brolgis, clearly you have been here for a minute. Give me a DC 25 strength check to try and break out of the cell.
Right. Let's see.
Can we help?
Strength check. What is my strength bonus? Nope. That is only a 22.
All right. These are pretty well built cells, and it is hard to not drown while also breaking out of a cell. Crucible, Lena, you arrive here. It's possible you could try and help break out. There is a sturdy looking lock, much better than that mundane lock upstairs, that you could try and pick on each cell. I will mention Brolgis and Pony are in just one of the 10 cells in this room. Sorry, 8 cells in this room, in case you want to spend time in any other cells, or just hanging out. There, it does look like there might be stuff in some of the other cells.
Yeah, I rolled a perception for maybe the first 2 cells here, because I can see that our crew is working on getting Broldish and Pony out. So
You said the ones to your left and right. Is that what
Yeah.
you're thinking?
Can you
Yeah.
see down
Alright.
in the water?
I will stick my head under, and I've got dark vision.
All right, the cell to your left contains nothing of interest. The cell to your right, well, this is exciting. There is a glowing blade beneath the water at the back of the cell.
Okay.
I can do a wield.
Only if they're both light.
Guess what?
Which I guess they're both glowing. So yes.
Okay, yes. So I had already planned. I had planned for this to happen last episode, and so I had sort of written it in that Elevor sort of went off by himself last episode before we, went over to the castle for about an hour to take care of something that you all didn't know about.
Did you kill a guy?
To take care of something. But Tony, I've been telling you that I was going to introduce this at some point, and finally it is time because this is the perfect
Do you have
opportunity.
another pet?
One of the cool things about the new version of the rules, I can't remember which book adds this, is that druids can take one of their wild shape slots and summon a familiar. And so out of Elevor's, from behind his cloak, no one really knew that the creature was back there, skrinks this little octopus that is actually it's actually fey. But a fey octopus
I love
comes crawling out from behind his cape, and I'm blanking on the name that I gave it, so you'll have to
Octavore?
no, because that's me turned into
Yeah,
one.
that's fair.
But
See,
I did have one.
when I was counting for, I was accidentally
Yeah,
counting.
you already knew.
But it's an octopus that can go underwater.
Totally knew.
Lena
Doesn't need to walk
turns
on
to
water.
everyone.
In fact,
Lena
that would be
turns to
super
everyone and-
weird.
Elevor's going to insist the octopus has been here the whole time.
Yeah, Lena turns to everyone and is like, is the octopus new or has he always had that under his cloak?
Well, it's been too dry until now.
I shrugged from inside the cell.
Did you remember the name of the fey octopus? Because I'll put it on the token if you want.
I can't, but I will.
Okay.
We'll have to get back to you on it.
Okay.
It's an ancient Irish deity.
Cool.
She is. I can't think of her name though. It's not Flittish. So anyway, the octopus that is currently unnamed will, because octopodes, octopodes,
if you're a pedant,
if you're a basil, are very good at climbing through things, and
they squeeze they squeeze like they get out.
So I want for my pal to squeeze through the bars if possible and go retrieve that blade.
All right. So insert Octopodes' name here. Squeezes into the cell, and this is cell H, and it kind of slurks across the ground, and there is a glow of a sword. I'm going to say, assuming you want this, Micah, the octopus returns to you with the sword.
Yes, that is precisely.
And it's a little, it's a little tricky to get the sword out through the bars, but the octopus figures it out.
Like a dog trying to get a stick through a doorway.
Yeah. I don't think the door was meant to keep swords out, but I will tell you that this is this is probably one of those things where you're supposed to detect the magic on the item. Meanwhile, Boulders and Pony still in a cage.
I'm still kicking
over
the lock.
Here. Yep, still kicking a lock. Lena and Crucible are trying to pick the lock every time they think they've just about got it. Somebody kicks the bars and they got to start over.
Yeah, and I imagine that Lena's head is above water, but her arms are kind of wedged down, trying to pick it.
Well, I mean, Crucible could literally be standing on the floor because they don't have to breathe.
Yeah, but there could also be another pressure trap.
Oh, they're just clanking through the floor,
So, meanwhile, the other side of the room, Elevor, you the octopus's name is Danu. Thank you.
Yes.
Just fix.
I like it.
Change that before I forget. Danu has returned to you with a sword. This is a powerful magic sword. It is a +1 short sword that is sentient. It is lawful good. It is. I'm just going to give you the full stat block. It has hearing and normal vision out to a range of 120 feet. It communicates by transmitting emotion to the creature carrying or wielding it. The sword's purpose is to fight evil. And I think this is all just stuff like you're holding it and you get the sense of it. It sheds bright light in a 15-foot radius, dim light for another 15 feet after that. Only by destroying the sword can the light be extinguished. So no off switch. A lawful good creature can attune itself to the sword in 1 minute. While attuned to the weapon, the sword's wielder can use the sword to cast the Crusader's Mantle spell.
Holy moly.
Once a day. So.
Okay, well, we will hold on to this for now and figure out who this is going to go to a little bit later.
I will tell you, does Danu have perception, probably?
18.
Nice.
Plus 0 if it's wisdom.
All right. Danu has looked around with their amazing octopus eye and scouted, and it does seem like, as far as Danu can see, there is a variety of stuff in some of the other cells. Some of them are empty, but also Danu thinks that there might be some kind of predator in the cell just to the north of where you were sent.
Oh, golly.
No.
Elevor says, my friend Danu finally joins us as we've sort of reached her happy place, and she has
a horrible dungeon where people drown.
She has a warning for us.
I shout out, "Hello, Danu," and stick my hand out of the cage and just wave.
Oh, Danu absolutely waves.
I'm trying to pick the lock.
Danu
sorry, Lena.
raises 2 tentacles and waves them back.
Danu has attuned to a magic sword now.
One down, 7 to go.
Hold on, wait a second. Let me just be clear. We added an octopus that is a creature that has a sentient sword, which is 2 new characters that are just not even really directly connected. They just are off having their own adventures.
The podcast is about them now. You all are fired.
Yeah,
that's great. No,
the sword is giving the octopus emotions, which I don't know from a biochemical perspective if that's something that octopus usually have.
If I have to die and play a new character, can I play the octopus with the sword?
I think it's Micah's octopus. Well, it's Micah's Elevor's octopus. So, meanwhile, while our little sword play is happening here, Lena and Crucible, you were trying to pick the lock in cooperation.
I think that Lena's gonna try just because she's been attempting it for comic relief purposes. So let's see if it actually works.
I
right.
just assume the
I
Crucible is standing on the
That's
floor.
a crit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I was gonna say it was
Nice.
gonna be real hard.
It
and I
does
was
a
gonna even
33
say-
do it?
It will do it. I was going to say that you were going to be at disadvantage because you're trying to pick a lock underwater. Crucible's help will bring it out to neither disadvantage nor advantage. That'll do it. You managed to get the lock open. Broldish and Pony are free to move around the dungeon.
Thank you, Lena.
You're welcome.
Just remember, all of this is happening at 5 feet of water.
Ugh.
Oh, it's like 5 feet. Come on.
Yeah, but like Lena's like climbing on top of it with like her
And it's
arms
bad.
are
Well, It's gross water.
I was gonna say
people.
I was
Gross.
kind of picturing that Lena was picking the lock while Crucible was standing on the floor of the dungeon, and Lena's on his shoulders, like picking the lock as he just stands underwater.
I mean, she could just
Yeah.
lie on top of the water, right?
Yeah, I imagine that she pulls up her lock picking kit, and like among all her little tools is also like a weird human finger bone, and she's like, "Oh, how did I get
Oh man.
Ooh.
I don't like this place. Is there anything useful here, or should we go back and
I think we should go.
I think that Elivor's octopus found a sword.
Yeah, we found a sword. Do we want to check those
Oh, wow.
final two?
I thought the
Cages?
octopus said there were other things.
There was just a. Oh wait, I thought I heard just a predator.
I mentioned that.
I thought you mentioned
Did you-
other things as well. Was that not true?
That there
I
were
thought you
other
said there were a
things.
variety of things in the.
There's a variety of things, and I also mentioned a predator
Right,
in
so-
the cell
Yeah.
north.
Perhaps we avoid the predator, but
yeah.
yeah.
Did I? I'm not sure. Do you see little check marks? Or no, I put those on the wrong layer, didn't I? I was gonna hold on a second. I was like, these don't look right.
Can you put an X on the one we've decided to not go into so we remember?
Okay.
Thank you.
You sure you don't want to go in there?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
All
right.
Ah, that one.
If you all want, Danu can quickly slink around and
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
most of them. I think that'd be great.
Checkers.
Thanks,
Please.
Danu.
All right.
I wait.
Do you want me to just kind of speed through these? Let's
Yeah.
see here. I'm going to
Octopi
start
are
from
quick.
the top left then. So in this one up here, there are 3,000 Electrum pieces.
Oh,
here
Electrum,
we
the
go.
most useless.
I can't. Every time I hear Electrum, it's like.
And
I
this
don't
is
know, like-
literally a situation where it would take you time to scoop all them up. The adventure specifies a character can scoop up 100 coins every minute.
What about if you have suction pads, though?
They've still only, there's a limited number of arms. That limit
Does
is
anybody
8.
have a shovel?
I don't.
I
do we
would-
care
I-
about Electrum?
I would encourage you to keep in mind that there is nothing worth buying in these lands.
That's
Also,
true.
Also,
each piece is marked with Stradvan's arm.
I was gonna
Ew.
say,
Oh,
is he
well,
money
no, I'm out.
kind?
I'm out. I
Okay,
don't
no,
want that money.
we don't want that.
Nope.
I will remind you that Electrum is worth half a gold piece, so that effectively that's like 1,500 gold pieces
Yeah.
on the floor there.
No,
We'll
Strad's
get it
face
on the
I
way
could-
out.
Like, I could use my shield to just scoop up as much as sits on a shield and lift it up, and we just take that and go.
All right,
It-
give
it-
yourself 100 gold pieces worth of Electrum marked with
All right. Who
You know.
with
who
Strahd's
has our
stupid
money?
face.
I don't want to touch that creepy stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just put it on my sheet then.
All right. It does look like there's strangely a lot of. Is it generations of spare change? Is it something else? In the cell that you were in, Broldish and Pony, you were mainly concerned with getting out, but it does look like there's coins scattered on the floor here. These are platinum pieces, also with Strahd's visage on them. Platinum pieces are worth 10. So. There
Okay.
are 300 platinum pieces here.
That's a lot of
Can I
money.
scoop some of those up with the shield?
Yeah, let's say you're going to take 100. That is 100. Each of those is worth 10.
I would.
That's 1,000 gold pieces.
Crucible
I'll just-
would gladly scoop up another 100 if that's doable.
All right.
Yeah.
There's 100 left.
Not touching it.
Nobody else wants it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm keeping like separate. So I have
Yeah.
8 platinum pieces plus 100 spooky platinum pieces.
I dig it.
Yeah, I think that you could probably get another 100 of them because the rest of us are kind of
Sure.
like,
I'm happy to carry whatever you need me to carry. And maybe we'll
The
use it for
chamber
something.
next to south of Broldish, or the cell south of Broldish, has there is a corpse there, rotting corpse of it looks like probably an adventurer. Looks like they used to be a half elf dressed in leather armor, and they do still have their equipment on them. Looks like they've been down here a long time.
I think Danu doesn't know any better, so Danu would definitely like slink up
All right.
and see what the equipment is. Elevor would
Danu
not.
rifles through this dead corpse's pockets and finds a mundane longsword, two gems worth 50 gold pieces each,
All right.
and a
gems.
potion of heroism.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's see. Potion of heroism. And what did you say about the gems?
100 gold pieces and gems.
Okay.
250 gold piece gems.
100 GP.
Is the stopper on that
gems.
potion still sealed, or was it just underwater?
That
It
is a good
seems good.
Potion of
Yay.
swamp water.
this does
Yeah.
make it worse that we're just kind of in like half elf soup right now.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gross. All right, let's get these other two.
I mean, it might
searched
be
and
all
we can
kinds
get
of
out
other
here.
things soup too. We haven't even checked any other
Yep.
rooms.
The
too.
one to
Broldish
the
says help.
Frankly, all
The half elf
water
is just a
is-
base.
Is soup.
Guys, the other two cells are empty, and there is clearly, well, not clearly, there is something lurking in the water of that cell that I've marked with a red X that Danu has indicated to you. I don't think any of you can see it.
What if we put a shiny
Interesting.
sword tip through the bars?
I'm just as well with us heading out.
Yeah,
Same.
Danu is not. Yeah, I think
All right.
Elevor would not want to risk Danu's life so early on.
And so our adventurers make their way from the flooded dungeon, the dungeon from which they rescued Broldish and Pony, really only in peril for about 2.5 minutes, back into the hallway full of teleport traps that could send them back into that same dungeon. You have cleared one room in Castle Ravenloft.
Yay!
99 rooms to go.
It occurs to me that I might have to cast Water Walk again, because how else are we going to navigate this area when we've got two creatures who could potentially re-trigger more teleport traps.
I don't have detect magic or anything.
Well,
I
what
mean,
do
is
we-
there
Well,
a
we
way that
also
we can detect?
it also seems like if the teleport traps teleport you to the cells.
That's true.
We
Now
just
we
come right back out if it's the same
Yeah.
cell every time. Otherwise, we're
Also,
gonna have to.
wait, I mean, we already cast it once. It lasts an hour. What's the...
Well, because now we have Broldish and Pony
Broldish
again.
and Pony.
Brildish is happy to trudge through. Well, Brildish is happy to sit on Pony while
So
Pony
so
trudges
why
through
don't
water.
you pick up the rear Broldish?
Sure.
And then we'll peek in this next room, and then we'll only call you in if we need you.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We're careful not to step on the same
Right.
part of the hallway
All right.
as before. I'll just sort of hang out in the stairs here.
Actually, I think that I have a piece of chalk because I'm I have like an adventurer's pack or something. I'm just gonna draw a big X on the ceiling.
Oh, that's a
above
good
it.
idea.
nice.
Broldish, yet remember to look up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Broldish is like, so I don't touch, so I'm not supposed to touch the ceiling, she says while standing on the the teleport trap under the X.
I think maybe Lena should kind of chalk off where we've been too, because I think there's
Yeah.
potential for us to get lost in here.
Yeah.
Oh, good
that-
And if
idea.
nothing else, we can be part of the environmental storytelling for future
Yeah.
parties after we
that's
die.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
animatronics?
You
Yeah.
leave a series of hobo signs
mean, you kind of
indicating
are.
that there's a...
Good
Hell is people.
Hotels.
Okay. Do we want to check out the other half of the hallway? Or just
Yeah, there does
south
seem-
of us?
Yeah.
There is another set of stairs down to a waterlogged, rusty door, and then also the hallway heads to the west, where you can see it opening into a large area. This area is not well lit, but I'm assuming you all are either using sources of light or
Various
You know,
magical
There's
glowing
literally,
swords.
yeah, I was going to say, we have multiple magical glowing swords. It doesn't seem like it's going to be an
Yeah.
issue.
yeah.
Should we give the new glowing sword? I mean, unless
Yeah,
the octopus
let's-
is just going to carry it, but should that also go to Lena because she uses a short sword.
I'm not lawful good.
Lawful good.
Yeah, but
that was my concern.
that just means you wouldn't be able to cast the spell. You'd still be able to use a sword.
Oh.
You just wouldn't be able to get that spell once a day. And I think, am I the only lawful
I thought it
good
said
or is
lawful good
Crucible?
if you attune to it. I thought you could only attune to it if you were lawful good. Is that restricted to the spell? Like, is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might function as a +1 sword regardless of whether it does that. But probably, I mean, can anyone else? I mean,
I can't even use short swords.
Imra and
can
rangers can use short swords.
I have proficiency with martial weapons and simple weapons.
You're good. It's a martial weapon.
Do you already have a magic sword though?
I do. It's just no. I have the creepy spear, which I have not attuned to.
Right.
And I do have a long sword +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, I am very happy to.
Yeah, let's give it.
But are you lawful good?
No, well, so it depends if you need to attune to it to use
it.
I also don't know if it would like being carried by someone who's not lawful good.
That's true. It is sentient.
Also, but having a lawful good person from Barovia is like a pretty tall order,
Yeah.
so maybe they grade on a curve.
Lawful good-ish?
True, because
I would
Brildish
like
is
to
lawful
try.
good, but won't use it. Like she'd happily
Exactly.
carry it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Danu is gonna swim over and see that Lena Dulina already has a cool glowy sword and is like, "This is appropriate for you." And two squiggly tentacles sort of roll it out to you to try.
Yeah, it looks like you can only if you without becoming attuned to an item requires attunement. Creature gains only its non-magical benefits unless the description states otherwise.
Okay.
So it would just be a sword otherwise.
Yeah.
So it is just a sword, not even the +1 part.
Not even the +1 part unless you can attune to
it's
it.
still going to glow though.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing is that I feel like it's very funny to have because my other sword also talks.
I know.
Put them next to
Argue
each other.
with each other.
Maybe
This
your
one-
sword can like convince the other sword, like, oh, it's not so. These guys are
It's like
okay.
a political
This-
compass.
This one only emotes.
You've got the two people on your shoulder, the two swords.
But
think
on
they're
your
I
both
shoulder.
actually
swords.
I also
think I
like.
actually might because the other one was like destroy them all, and this one's
I like that
unlawful good.
between our swords and Brildish's axes, we have like Aragol is like carrying around like a surfeit of extra magical weapons that we're like, oh, we don't even want to use this one. Toss it on the pile.
I mean, I could give it to Aragol. Aragol is probably
Lawful
not
good?
lawful good.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
But consider his upbringing.
He's very lawful to
I
his
really,
own
I feel
people.
like we need to sit down with a sword and have a conversation.
Okay, I
like,
am
look,
actually. You know what? This is a sentient sword. So I am going to ask it.
Good idea.
I am going to say.
Yeah. Does she get a jolt of happiness or sadness?
I'm going
She
to
asks
say
the question.
these are dire times. I may not be your chosen servant, but if you wish to slay the wicked, then join with us because that's why we're here.
You get a kind of warm feeling tingling up your arm that gives you just the sense that the sword basically shrugged at you.
Nice.
Love it.
All right, Danu hands it
All
over.
right. All right, you're up one sword.
One glowing sword.
Lena, it looks like you're already headed across the way to look in the next
Yeah. I
area.
mean, she has two glowing swords. She is in it.
You feel very powerful.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to need to make a strength check to force open this rusty, waterlogged door.
Oh, if Brildish is staying at the back, I guess I'll do that.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
we could also have Pony kick at it with his back legs, but again, that would require crossing
Yeah,
the
Samus
corridor.
can also charge it, but oh
Ugh.
no!
Oh no! It's
Did you slip in the
Crucible
water?
rolled a critical fail, and
There's
you
no such thing as a
slip and
critical fail on a
clang-
stance check.
You clang your head against the door, and everyone is always making eye contact with you.
I think Samus is going to ram it and get a 20.
All right, Samus bursts through the door into the flooded dungeon beyond. This room seems like it's basically a mirror of the room across the hall. There is a mold-covered ceiling 3 feet above the still black water. Water's 5 feet deep. There's 8 10-foot square cells, entrances blocked by iron doors lining both sides of the hall. But from one cell toward the back of the room, you hear a voice call out, "Who's there?"
And Samus just goes, "Rawr."
Pardon our animal companions. We
The thousands of them.
menagerie that we've got with us.
Mm-hmm.
We are a party of adventurers. Who are you?
My name's Emil. Got into a bit of trouble here.
Indeed. Did you trip one of the traps?
No. I mean, I don't think so. I was chased by wolves.
Okay, Crucible will slowly make his way in, and then I'm going to do a perception check.
Did you dance with them?
You guys are
Sorry.
so rude.
So rude. So rude.
That was me, not Elevor.
A 10.
We started this episode with 10 tokens, and now we're gonna end it with like 14.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it. So there's Crucible. You're just in the water. You're up to your neck, I assume. Just to point out, all of you are drenched now. The water over here seems particularly cold. There is a man at the back of the dungeon, clinging to one of the. To the bars. He looks like he's kind of a young man, probably like mid-20s, and he looks miserable. He is obviously soaking wet. His teeth are chattering. He looks like he probably wasn't having a great day before he was put in a cell that's 5 feet full of water. Can you get me out of here?
I imagine we can. Can you... So Crucible's just helping me. Doesn't have any questions for him. He'll cross over here. Is it the same lock situation that we saw up above?
Yep, same as above.
Elevor says, my friend, I believe it would be prudent if first we checked on the health of our newfound friend. Perhaps before opening the gate. We heard chased by wolves, and I do have some concern that could be wolves of the were variety.
The outside variety. Where else would they come from?
Elevor chuckles and approaches, and I want to roll a medicine check on.
All right.
And I got a 20 medicine check.
I will tell you, I'm making up the rules here. I don't think there's anything in the adventure as written, but 20 is pretty good. I think that, especially with your your conduit to nature, Elevor, and who you are, you notice some kind of aspects of this person that suggest that they might be of the lycanthrope variety.
It was probably my scatological proficiency.
Oh gosh, why did you have to bring that up? And so you are faced here with an ethical conundrum, a real prisoner's dilemma.
Jeez.
Emil seems like he may be a werewolf, but a werewolf kept in a horrible prison by one Strahd von Zarovich. Is the enemy of your prisoner of your enemy a friend? Or just a werewolf? Will you let this person out? What kind of truce will you negotiate with him? Or will you simply go on your way? And if so, what other horrors await you here? Here in the basement of Castle Ravenloft. That's right, people. They went to Castle Ravenloft and then they went down 2 flights of stairs to the basement. That's the kind of adventurers they are. For answers to questions such as those, tune in next time to Total Party Kill.